canvas chest piece that molds perfectly to your body, and my signature soft shoulder for a more modern fit.
There, and as you see on the snap of the ball right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in coverage, and somehow Trevor Harris threads the needle, finds Anthony Coombs right back there in the corner. Touchdown, Toronto.
So Coates earlier for Hamilton, first CFL touchdown. Coombs has his first. And we've got ourselves a game here in Toronto. Brandon Banks on the return of the Stala kickoff, and he gets stacked up just beyond the 40-yard line. Argos with a 10-play, 75-yard touchdown drive in just over 5 minutes.
This is what's happening to millions of Canadians in 10 years under Stephen Harper. His idea is to give benefits to the wealthy, but make cuts to everything else has made it harder for most people to get ahead. And Mulcair promises more cuts. Now is not the time for cuts. In my plan, we'll kickstart the economy by investing in jobs and growth and lowering taxes for our middle class. That's real change.
Before you buy a truck, know where it stands. Ram is the longest-lasting pickup in Canada. Ram Heavy Duty. It tows 2 tons more than the F-350. And Ram 1500 is 13% more fuel efficient than the F-150 EcoBoost. Outstanding. Ram, Canada's best-selling line of diesel pickups. Ram, the most fuel-efficient pickup ever. Guts, glory, Ram.
Bounce back performance for Trevor Harris, who got some extra encouragement from a veteran receiver.
I said, bro, you remember in high school and in college where you rolled out or you was scrambling and you saw a receiver, did you think twice about just throwing it, giving him a shot? I said, no. I said, that's what we need. You know, in certain situations in the game, you know, I just told him just don't be afraid to make a mistake, because Trevor is so disciplined, and again, that's what makes him good. But sometimes let's just go out there and have fun and just play football.
Threw it into 10-man coverage there and got the touchdown to Anthony Coombs.
Fighting back, he has 22 touchdown passes on the year, one off the lead that is held by Zach Collaros, who has his 23rd here tonight. Starting at the 42, Collaros looking downfield, runs out of time and gets dumped on the play by the newcomer, Martin Wright.
Out of Florida Atlantic, and he had to put it into second gear, maybe up into third, fourth gear to catch him. But he gets up the field from the backside of the play because Collaros is going to try and scramble out to the left, but watch the speed, and he tracks him down from behind.
First sack of the game for the Argos, 2nd and 12 for the Ticats. 4-man rush, Collaros over the middle, and he's got Tolliver in front of A.J. Jefferson into Argo territory. It's a Hamilton first down at the Toronto 50. 21 for Tolliver.
The top of your screen, that short side wide receiver position, and he's got A.J. Jefferson turning and running, getting out of his back pedal quickly.
Final minute, third quarter. Collaros bouncing around again. He goes sidearm and has Hawley underneath, brought down by James Jurachuk. 7-yard pickup.
Zach Collaros had to throw it around the rush there. They're going tempo offense now, calling him on the line of scrimmage. Again, the short week for both these teams.
Now that fourth quarter is going to be a test of endurance. Here's Hawley, big hole, first down, running down inside the 30-yard line. And that should be the final play of the third quarter. Ticats' lead has dwindled to 2, but they are in scoring position as we get set for the fourth. Couple of touchdowns for the Argos in that third quarter. The 42-yarder to Gurley, and then a connection to Anthony Coombs. 22-20 heading to the fourth in Toronto. Toronto had 20 yards in the second quarter, 128 and a pair of touchdowns to close the gap in the third.
Yeah, they also had to clean up penalties. They did that. Just one penalty in the third quarter for Toronto. They had over 100 yards in the first half. Now, Collaros is on a roll and's got his offense rolling, and we're going to see a shootout here, I think, in the fourth quarter now.
Well,
they get tired.
Yeah, they played 4 days ago, and you've been through the quick turnarounds. How do they feel?
Here's what we're looking for. When the defenders start to put their hands on their knees and give it the old like this in between plays and they drop their head, missed tackles is a sign of fatigue, and that's why offensively these guys want to go into the tempo, make it hard on these defensive linemen. We'll look for the signs, see which team tires quickly in this fourth quarter.
Tight offense has looked fresh here on this drive. 1st and 10. Look like they reset the play. Collaros sends up, looks over the middle, and Sinkfield brings it in a little behind the target. But the Ticats are 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line, thanks to the former Argo, Terrell Sinkfield.
You watched our pregame show. I showed you an example of on Monday how linebackers weren't getting deep enough, and early in this fourth quarter, again, maybe a little sign of fatigue here. Greg Jones, who's done a pretty good job for 3 straight quarters, is a little bit short. He gets about 2-3 more yards deep, and he's right in that throwing lane for the interception.
First and goal. Sinkfield in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Sinkfield all the way down to the 1. A guy that Ken Austin benched for 4 games. Ken Austin's talked about him becoming a better pro. He wants it quicker than this. 2nd and goal at the 1. Straight ahead plunge, and it should be a touchdown. There is a flag.
Did they all get set on the line of scrimmage? There's lots of bouncing around there from both teams. And I think Toronto was offside, and then that's why Ken Austin wanted to go tempo, get him on the line of scrimmage.
Offside, Toronto, number 30. First down.
Defense has problems then trying to just get lined up right, and he'll take the touchdown. Ken Austin thinks there's a touchdown. There's the offside. You can see Travis Hawkins, the top of your screen there, inside the neutral zone, across the goal line. So that's the offside call.
Collaros signaling touchdown. I think we all presumed he was in, but no signal.
Well,
I don't know how he's not in.
It looked clearly like he crossed the plane, and that's exactly what Ken Austin did. He just signaled that that was a touchdown. He wants to see the challenge.
And a little frustration, and I get it. Would be 1st and goal, but
no, you don't take points off the board if
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Hamilton is challenging the previous play, feeling that they made the goal line. This will be reviewed.
We'll come back for the verdict. Sure looks like he's in. The challenge by Ken Austin sure looks like Zach Collaros breaks the plane. Again, following Peter Diakowski. Center Mike Filer.
See, now you stop it right there. Like, that ball looks like it's half of his body, the top half of his body is across the line, and the ball out in front of him.
He's following Diakowski, who ends up at least waist deep in the end zone.
I mean, you could see Collaros' number 4 there. Now, if they can't clearly see the football, and this is ruled not a touchdown, they may not overturn this, even though it looks to me like there's no question he crossed the plane. Maybe this will show the ball. It just doesn't show the perspective of the goal line.
The ball looks like it's on Diakowski's hip, and he is deep into the end zone.
This might be one of those calls, Chris, and I don't think there's any question that he got in. But I don't see a shot there that shows the football. And Glenn Johnson has told the replay officials not to sort of assume. You see his shoulder pads over and half of his body over, then you assume the ball's over as well. Unless they can find a shot of the football over the plane here. And maybe that's it.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
Wow.
First down as a result of the penalty, Hamilton.
Yeah, I think, you know, that was a touchdown.
That was a touchdown.
You know, but when you look at replay after the ruling, just couldn't see the ball, and they can't assume.
It is a first down. Jeff Matthews is in. He will plunge, and he's in. And this one will stand. And Matthews and Juracek have words. So Collaros doesn't get credit for the touchdown, but Jeff Matthews does. He's got his third of the season. And the Ticats, who have not trailed in the game, back up by 8 with Medlock to try the extra point from 32 yards out.
Big extra point, too.
We going?
And Medlock nails that, so it is a 9-point Ticat lead here early, fourth quarter. Matthews getting the love that Collaros doesn't. 7 plays, 68 yards, and a nice response by the Ticat offense.
Now I want to see what happened afterwards with Jeff Matthews and James Juracek. So Matthews throws it up in the crowd, right around that restaurant area. And then Juracek, a little bit of a shoulder there. Good the officials didn't throw flags there. Just let the guys sort it out, get them separated. And right back on the headset, Zach Collaros with Tommy Condell upstairs to get ready for their next series. But a good response. And what you'd expect from a 7-3 team.
So the home side still has a lot of work to do. Chad Owens back this time along with Cackert. Don't see Owens return many kickoffs. He will not bring this one back. It is Cackert once again, and another good return as he barrels up around the 38-yard line. So Trevor Harris now 11 of 21, 145, and a pair of touchdowns in the game. One off the league lead of his old sidekick, Zach Collaros.
What does Alondo Steinauer have dialed up for Trevor Harris here? This chess match going on between he and Scott Milenovich has been fun to watch tonight.
Argos have started to crack the code a bit here in the second half. And they've had some running on the ground as Brandon Whitaker changed direction, but he is brought down after a short gain. Tracy again. Well, I say short. They give him 4.5.
Steinauer's gone with blitz on second down. Now this is second and medium. Right in that 5 to 6 yard area. He's been blitzing more on second and long so far tonight.
Argos 6th in the league in second down conversions, coming in at 44%. Second and 5.5. Looking downfield, and the intended target Gurley went tumbling over Ed Gainey as those two got tangled up.
Yeah, and Gurley thinks that this is pass interference. I'm not sure that Ed Gainey doesn't think the same. There's Gainey and there's Gurley, and they just kind of get all tangled up trying to run by on this straight go route. They get all tangled up, twisted, and tripping on each other. But I think Scott Milanovich would like the officials to take another look and see if Ed Gainey didn't just get in his track, get in his way, and then therefore get in legal contact, which would have turned into pass interference.
Toronto's challenging the previous play for defensive pass interference. This will be reviewed.
With the ball in the air.
A.J. Jefferson, a fellow corner, out to confer with Gainey, saying, I know what you did there. Let's see if it was just inadvertent. Hard to read into it.
Again, right at the top of your screen, Gainey turns and runs, and it looked like Gurley just kind of ran up his back there, and they tripped on his heel. I mean, there's a little push from Gurley too, so
I think the Argos were arguing that Gainey was going down prior to any contact of the heels, but no replay really indicating that clearly.
the third quarter much better for Scott Milanovich's group when it comes to penalties. Mentioned it at the break. Just one holding call in the third. So whatever speech he gave at halftime has worked. And Gurley and Gainey are trying to sort it out. What do you think? I'm not sure.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed as an incomplete pass. Third down.
So that's the first 2 and out of the second half for Scott Milanovich's offense. And Ed Gainey does a little victory jig. And a block. Dave Caldwell got in on Stella, who might be a little slower than a usual punter. And another punt block back-to-back weeks in that department. Adrian Tracy ends up with a football, but it is Caldwell that gets home. Neil King on Monday, Dave Caldwell tonight. Tie-cap block punts in consecutive games.
Brendan Glanders there has to take inside pressure first. Caldwell comes through closer to the punter. Got to go inside out. Made the mistake. Maybe fatigue kicking in.
Tie-cats with a chance to really take charge. Big hit. Ball being loose. Hello, coach separated from the football. And there is a flag on the play, but Matt Black lowered the boom.
Well, that was excellent timing.
Hamilton, number 50. Penalties decline. Second down.
Holding call against the left tackle, Jake Olson.
And good for Matt Black here too to get his head out of the process. Turn it to the side, get it out of there. Use his shoulder, but a big hit.
Post 2nd and 10 with the penalty decline. No huddle, but running the clock down. Inside 5 seconds before the snap. Here comes the rush, and they get home. And down goes Caleros. Greg Jones, the middle linebacker, gets to the quarterback.
Illegal block, hands to the face. Hamilton. Penalties decline. Third down.
So the Argos get the defensive stand they needed.
They wanted to go to Luke Tasker here. He starts out in here, but then they move him out to wide receiver. And this is Zach Caleros calling this on the line of scrimmage to get the matchup outside he wants with Tasker. But by the time Tasker ran his in-route, Greg Jones got up the field and got into that pocket on Zach Caleros.
Now, who's that on?
So from 41 yards out, here's Medlock. And the left footer puts it through. 12-point lead for the Ticats, but lots of time left.
Nice, smooth golf swing for Justin Medlock. And for Chad Owens, yeah, more frustration.
135th U.S. Open men's singles comes to an exciting conclusion on Sunday. The final, catch the match. Djokovic and Federer beginning at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 Pacific on TSN 4. Some U.S. Open drama today as Serena Williams was upset. Roberta Vinci, a 300-to-1 shot, winning her semifinal. Here's Trevor Harris going to work, and Gurley with a little curl trying to elude the tracking of Simone Lawrence. And first down.
The Ticats have a down lineman. It looks like it might be Brian Hall.
And that doesn't look good. Brian Hall, who will celebrate a birthday tomorrow. A key run plugger for the Ticats on that defensive line. And one of the most engaging guys in the CFL.
I think he may have got rolled on by his own player. Just look at the top right of your screen there. He's the interior D lineman in his 3-point stance. Watch Hickman get hit, and it surprised him. It rolled on the back of his legs there.
Well, he's up and he's putting some weight on it, so it looks better right now than it did on that replay.
Oh, that's a real good news. Sign, yeah.
Big man must be a little rubbery, and that's good.
Got a little scare there. Looks like he'll be okay.
A birthday celebration might still be on tomorrow.
Hassan Hazim will come in.
Boy, they've had trouble at defensive tackle, though, with injuries. Michael Atkinson just put on the 6th game. Of course, Gidosh and Bulky have been missing all year. First down. Harris sets up the screen. And it's Coombs breaking across midfield and finally cut down at the Ticat 48-yard line.
Top of the show, our coach, Coach Lapalisse, told you how important